Welcome to this preview of Student Orientation to Blackboard and Resources. This is a handy tool that will introduce you to many of the tools and services that you have access to as a Kodo student. To find Student Orientation to Blackboard and Resources, you'll need to log into your Blackboard account, and then when you open your home page, you'll see Student Orientation to Blackboard and Resources as a free course on that page. This is not a course for credit. It is there solely for your benefit to introduce you to all the tools and services that you have access to as a Kodo student. It also includes additional Blackboard help, so you'll want to refer back to this course often. It's with you as long as you're a student at Kodo. So let's get started. Click on Student Orientation to Blackboard and Resources from your Blackboard homepage, and you'll see this page. You'll see here in the left, these buttons are referred to as the course menu. In this case, they're actually buttons. They may be links. Don't be surprised if it looks a little different. And the buttons may be different colors as well. Our goal for Kodo Online is for our courses to be very similar in format so students can navigate them with ease. However, there will be some differences between your courses. For one thing, like I just mentioned, buttons may be in your course menu in one course, or they may be links in another. The colors may be different, and different faculty members present their information in different styles. This is a basic form, and it's one that you'll experience often in your Kodo Online courses. So let's get started. First of all, you'll see this is not a link. It's simply the introduction to your home page. And here's the link to the home page. If we click it, we'll go back exactly where we are now. Okay. In your courses, you'll see Start Here. It's important that you look there and actually start there because our courses are formatted logically and chronologically. So you'll want to follow things in order. So start here, and you'll see that we have a very brief introduction to what to expect from this menu. It also tells you that you can get started by clicking Course Content in the menu at the left. So let's do that next. In Course Content, you see there are several different chapters or sections. We refer to those as modules. Let's start at the top, working our way top to bottom. We'll start with Welcome to Kodo Online. This will tell you what the course is all about. You have a welcome to students. You have an example of a syllabus. You have a page for events and due dates. You'll have something that tells you the purpose and structure of the course, the course objectives. You'll also get some tips and tricks. These are important things to keep in mind. If you're copying and pasting in Blackboard, if you're on a PC, use Control-C to copy and Control-V to paste. It's different for a Mac. You would select the text and then use Command-C to copy or Command-V to paste. You can take a screenshot for submitting questions to tech support and to keep a record of all your submitted assignments. It's a good idea to do that because in case of a technical glitch or a brief power outage, this may be the only proof that your work was submitted. You can follow these simple instructions to take a screenshot. Then you'll see the next step tells us simply to return to course content and click on Module 2. So there are two ways that we can return to course content. We can simply click here in the course menu, or we can follow these, which are called breadcrumbs. Like Hansel and Gretel left breadcrumbs to follow their way back, these breadcrumbs follow our way back too. So let's click course content. And now we are at Module 2. This will explain a little about Blackboard. It's called our Learning Management System, or LMS for short. So if anyone asks, oh, which LMS does your school use? You know now that you can say Blackboard. As you scroll through, you'll see learning objectives, You'll see the purpose of this module, which is to find out the minimum technical requirements, get a brief Blackboard overview, learn a little about student apps, and Blackboard navigation. So here are the minimum technical requirements. This link will take you directly to it. It opens up in a new browser and it automatically checks for you. You don't have to do anything else. You can see here that even though I have a red X and an orange exclamation point, it still shows that my browser is supported. It's really unusual to find someone who has all green check marks when they do this browser check. To do so would mean that your computer is absolutely up to date with everything. And of course, in the real world, computers are not always like that. We just can't keep up with all the updates. You see here that I have a pop-up blocker enabled, and it tells me that I'll need to disable that pop-up blocker in order to see all of the content and messages I might get. It also shows that I need browser security for Java and Shockwave player. And I also have a message about a Chrome plugin, such as Flash. So we'll simply click out of there. We'll go back to our Blackboard overview. This shows all the things you'll see on your Blackboard page. And you have them listed A, B, C, D, E, F, and here is that key. So you can always refer back to it without ever having to open another video to watch. So this is your course-to-course navigation icon. You can drop down by clicking on this, and it will let you toggle back and forth between different classes. These, as we've discussed, are breadcrumbs, the course menu, and we have the content frame, which is this boxed area here. You can see it's white on this page. It might be a different color in one of your classes that you're experimenting in. We have the action bar, which is here, create thread, grading information, subscribe. It's called the action bar because it gives you a chance to create or make an action. And the menus are here. So if you click on the little small drop-down arrow, you have pop-up menus appear that will allow you to either open something, mark it as read or unread, set a flag or clear a flag, and collect that information. And you have some information here about the Student Blackboard app. You're welcome to watch this video in your own time. If it doesn't start for you here, you can always click one of these links. Basically, the Student Blackboard app is a great way to stay organized and up to date with your class assignments, to read discussion posts, and to keep track of due dates. However, we do not recommend that you use the app for taking tests or submitting assignments. Those are best done on a PC or a laptop computer rather than a phone or a tablet. So now we find out our next step is to go back to course content and then to module 3. Again, you can click course content here or here. So where are your course materials? Now you've already seen where your course materials are. You simply go to course content to find those. And we'll move to the next. You'll see here when you're ready, click the arrow. Here's an arrow. You can click it to move to the next page, or you can do like I've been doing and simply click here. It's really just whichever is easier for you. In this section, we're going to look at how to navigate through your course material. So let's skip on to find your course material. As we've done here already, we found the course menu at the left as buttons here, but they may be links on your page. And you can click course content to get to your class information. Again, keep in mind at the very beginning of your classes, during the first part of the semester, your course material may actually start with start here. So it's important to check out that start here first. You don't want to miss the first week of assignments. In this section, you'll also find a brief video about how easy it is to navigate through Blackboard. Also another video about how to submit assignments, a statement regarding academic integrity, and you'll also have a syllabus assignment. You'll see here that you have the choice to either write your submission or attach a file. Be sure in your courses to read this information closely. Your instructor may say to write the assignment as a document and then attach it. Here, however, it doesn't say that, so we can write a submission here and submit it. Just click there, type your information here, your assignment would be much longer than that, and then click submit. Also, when you submit, make sure to click the actual submit button. Sometimes it's easy to hit save draft and think you've submitted, but you really haven't. So let's move on now to how to survive virtual group work. There's a video here that you could click to watch. Some instructors do assign group work for online classes. Also, you have access to email do's and don'ts. Click the link, and then we'll click the link again, and you're taken to the National Career Development Association's Professional Communication Tips. So let's exit out of that and go back to our Blackboard preview. So we're at the end of this section. Let's go back to course content and move on to number 4. Generating class communications. How will you communicate with your class in the online environment? There are actually several different ways you'll do that. The common ways are discussion boards, course messages, and Koto email. So discussion boards and course messages are communication tools within Blackboard. Koto email can be sent within Blackboard, but it's actually accessed through your student webmail account. If you must communicate by email, it's recommended that you send the email from your webmail service instead of from within Blackboard. One word I want to introduce you to here is Netiquette. As you can imagine, it's two words mashed together, internet and etiquette. So basically, if you wouldn't say or do something in front of your professor or peers, then you shouldn't say or do that something online. There's a short video here for you to watch to learn about the tools of Netiquette. There's a brief video that shows how to post or reply on discussion boards. Also, a brief description of how to send a course message. Let's take a look at actually how to create a course message. You'll find course messages in your course menu. And to create a message, simply click the Create Message button. So let's say we give it a subject. And that's my astounding message that I want to send. So I have a subject, I have a message, just like email, except you'll see that I'm not sending it to anyone. To do that, I'm going to click, and you can see if you are in a class trying to send a course message, you would have access to all the students in your course and the instructor. So let's say I want to send this to student 1 and 2. You can select both of those, push the button to move them from this column to that column, or you can also select all if you wanted to send it to everyone. You can carbon copy and blind copy as well, just like in email. If you need to attach something, say you're working on a group assignment with student 1 and student 2, you can browse your computer and attach that information here and click submit. To check your course messages, I recommend that you do this a few times a week. Get a schedule that works for you and your classes and stick with it. Simply click here to go to course messages and then click your inbox to see what you have. And we have a test message here that we sent earlier. To check your course messages, you simply start at the same place. Click course messages and you're sent back to this page. So click your inbox to open up to see who you have a message from. If you'd like to return to a message that you've sent previously, they'll all be collected here. Let's return now to course content and move on to locate the assessments. Assessments are quizzes or tests or some other form of assignment that determines how you're progressing in your work. If you click Assessment Items Overview, you can find that when you're taking a test, there may be several different kinds of interactions that you'll have on your test. You might have select the best answer, or you might have select all answers that are correct. You might have to select something from a drop-down menu. You might type a response, and you might even have an interactive question that asks you to maybe click on a certain part of a picture or to identify part of an image. So important test taking tips, and this is true anytime. Make sure you read all the instructions before you start. And then when you reach the end, as we've mentioned before, make sure you click Submit. It will ask you to verify your submission. Then you have a minute to review all your answers before you click Verify. Your test is not submitted until you click Verify. And then here you have a sample assessment that you can try on your own. When you click on it, you'll be asked to click to launch the test. When you do, you find out here that this is a time test and you have 1 hour to take it. You'll be notified when your time expires, and then you can either continue or submit. The test can be saved and resumed later, assuming, however, that you've started before the deadline. And this test allows multiple attempts. They do not all. Some tests allow only one. You can find that information out here and by asking your instructor if you don't find that information on your syllabus. So we'll click Begin. So you'll see here, this is question 1 of 5. So you'll type the college's name in here. Then move forward. When you type the answer in, it automatically saves. There's no need to save answer here, although you can if it just makes you feel more secure. And here is one of the image questions that I mentioned. It says click on the koala's nose, so we'll do that. So you see, test taking is not difficult at all in Blackboard. Okay, I'm going to exit this test here because we're not taking the test actually. So let's say you've taken the test and you want to know what your grades are. Simply click My Grades. And here you'll see the assignments. This blue circle here is an example that shows what happens if you have not clicked Submit. So in this test, I started the test, but I did not finish it. So it shows that the test is in progress. That same blue circle will show up if you click Save Draft instead of Submit. So if you're looking through your grades and you see a blue circle, you need to finish that assignment. When an assignment has been completed, there will be a gold circle there. And then when your grade has posted, the gold circle will go away. Let's return to course content and pick up where we left off. Actually, where we left off would have been, where are my grades? And we just covered that. So let's move on to the last section, which is Module 7, Use and Collaborate. Blackboard Collaborate is a web conferencing tool You might have used something similar in the past, like Skype or Zoom. Your instructor can set up Collaborate sessions that you can participate in either as a student or as a presenter. Blackboard Collaborate is an important feature for students taking our live online classes because that's how you access your course. There are two types of online learning, synchronous and asynchronous. Asynchronous is what we're doing now, where you have a Blackboard class, you click on things, and you work your way through on your own. Synchronous learning, however, is when you join others at the same time. It's like syncing your watch. So if you're taking a Kodo Online live online class, then you will be joining the class from your computer while there are students actually in the classroom with the instructor. Your instructor will provide a link for you to click so that you can join each week's class. The instructor may provide that as a button in the course menu or a link in the course menu. They may also post that link in the announcements each week. So be sure to check your instructor syllabus to find out how you will access each week's course. Here you'll want to check the Collaborate checklist, and you can use Chrome or Firefox for the best learning experience. Make sure you give your browser permission to use audio and video if you want to participate in a session, and you have the option to do that when you first join a session. To find out more about system requirements for Blackboard or Collaborate, you can click this link, and then you can click here to learn more about joining a Collaborate session by phone. If you use your Wi-Fi connection, you'll save your data plan when using the Collaborate app on your phone or tablet. And in those cases, the Collaborate app can be handy on your phone or tablet. We know that those are sometimes more easily portable than a heavy laptop, and definitely more portable than a personal computer. If you don't have a microphone, you can still participate in class discussion through your Collaborate class by chatting. A bubble will pop up and you'll be able to chat in it with your instructor. That wraps up the learning modules for student orientation of Blackboard and resources, but there's still plenty here to talk about. For instance, the student resources that are available. If you're not 100% sure you're ready to take online classes, try the online readiness link. If you click it, it will lead you to the Smarter Measure Learning Readiness Indicator. It takes about 45 minutes to complete this assessment. When you complete it, be very honest with the questions that it asks. It helps you identify your strengths and weaknesses as an online student. And when you know those weaknesses up front, you can address them so that you have a successful academic experience. Free tutoring is important. Let's click that link. Okay, so free tutoring. You can click here to learn how to request tutoring assistance. Let's do that. These are peer tutors. So if you want help from a Kodo tutor, you can send an email to this email address, tutor@kodo.edu, and specify to them what you need help with and any special hours that you have access to be tutored. They can email you back to set up a link so that you can do a video tutoring session using Blackboard Collaborate. Let's go back. And here you see the tutoring schedule. Tutor.com is another valuable tutoring resource because the Kodo tutors are available only during their tutoring schedule. Tutor.com, however, is available 24/7 with the exception of Christmas, New Year's Day, and possibly Thanksgiving Day. So let's click Tutor.com. When you click there, you'll automatically be linked into your Tutor.com account. You don't have to set up a new account or anything. So then you click the topic. Let's say I need help with English. Then I select the subject, let's say Comp 1. You can select voice chat, you can enter your question, and then connect right away. You can also attach a file if you need help understanding a worksheet. I'm going to click the back button so we can go back into Blackboard. One of my favorite resources that we have available to students is called Read and Write Gold. Read and Write Gold is an accessibility aid for students, but it also doubles as a very powerful literacy aid. Read and Write Gold is made up of several toolbars to help students. One is for reading, one is for writing, one is for researching, and one is for studying. Plus you can customize your own toolbar and include your favorites all in one. You can get that free download for home use right here. Just click there and then pick if you want the Windows and PC version, iPad, Mac, or any of these web extensions here. Just click and follow those directions to download on your own computer. Then you can find instructions and resources here to help you learn how to use the services. Also, we link directly to the Kodo library here. Okay, back to our course menu. Trio, we also link to Trio. So if you need information about Trio support services, you can click here and get started. We have Parent Money Assistance. That should get your attention if you are a parent. We have Career Pathways, offers financial assistance for students who are parents, whether they're married or single. So make sure you check out Career Pathways by clicking here as well. We have scholarship information. And we also have information about our Americans with Disabilities Act services. Our contact for ADA on campus is Janet Hunt, and her telephone and email address are included at the link. The course menu also has a calendar, an academic calendar, so we can click here to find out when spring break is. There it is. When school begins, when it ends, and graduation. All of those important dates are on the academic calendar. Okay, let's talk about advising very briefly. First of all, it's important for you to know that you don't have to come onto campus to be advised if you're an online student. You can request that you get your advising from Blackboard Collaborate. So you can have a face-to-face meeting with your advisor and never have to leave the comfort of your own home. Here's information about academic advising. Here's how to find out who your advisor is. And here are degree plans. So you can look to see which classes are required for health sciences, applied science technology, arts and sciences degrees, and business technology degrees. Let's just click nursing. You see that we have a plan for an associate's degree for LPN, paramedic to RN program, a technical certificate for practical nursing, and a certificate of proficiency for nursing assistant. Once you complete your review of student orientation of Blackboard and resources, we'd love it if you take a moment to complete our survey. It's a very quick survey to just ask how we can better serve you. Thanks so much for viewing this preview of student orientation of Blackboard and resources. If you have any ideas of how we can make this better, please include those on your survey or reach out to the Kodo Distance Education Program.